no funky music, listen, is required for tonight, rather. We're here for round 7 of the GT3 Masters. The final round coming to you from Spa-Francorchamps. Did you like the way I said that? It almost sounded like I knew what I was saying, didn't it? Sorry, a few minor glitches tonight, as is always the way. Wouldn't be the same if we didn't have the glitch, would it? But here we are. Looking there at Bram Deprataire in that rather stunning Audi R8. Hello to everybody in chat. Thanks for being along. And if you're watching this after the race, if you've skipped this bit, you are not my friend. The amount of time I put into this, I'm joking. If you skip to the race, that's fine. Where are we? Right, okay, so we are currently in the practice session. Let's see if we can find somebody on track rather than looking at, oh, that's as nice as it is. Instead of looking at Bram's car. There we go. Marvin Mackenberg. You see him there up in P3. Yeah, obviously there's only 5 cars that have put time in. It's a practice session. Another little glitch we have. We can't get race labs to give you the rolling time across the top for whatever reason tonight. Does seem to be having a glitch. It works in demo mode, but just not in live mode, unfortunately. So we might have to lose that, which means we'll shift the pictures about. So you can see about, in particular to Arben Nushi. Arben, I bet you never heard that before. I'd be like, someone actually wishing you good luck on the stream, mate. Apart from me. But yeah, good luck to Arben. Good luck to all the boys tonight. Even those further down the back of the grid. Everyone puts in the same amount of practice. Not all of us can be aliens, and why would we want to be? Right, let me just get this screen sorted out so you haven't got the cinematic view of all the black lines everywhere. So bear with me for 1 second. I did say if they paid me enough I wouldn't have to do this, but race 7, here we are, and we still haven't got it. So back to general ACC view tonight, I'm afraid. There we go. So yes, where were we? Christian Marvin Mackenberg in the smooth sailing Bentley. Like I said, only 3 times or 6 times now put in as they've gone round in practice. Practice server just coming to an end. But my point on Marvin Mackenberg was in practice. There's a few little spoilers in here. I don't want to say and wish them any commentator ill will, because it's happened before and I don't want it to happen again. But the likes of Mackenberg, especially Burak Kunt as well up there in the McLaren, have been going extremely well. And when I say extremely well, I mean like top 3 well, putting the likes of Cliff Bulcke, David Dhoore, Amadeo de Kaiser, Bram Deprataire, all the guys at the top, and of course Max Beyer, all the guys at the top of the championship. Giving them something to think about tonight, and all points are really vital, as they have been all season, but obviously when it comes to the final race it seems to matter more, doesn't it? So let's just go, while we've got some time, I'm going to have a look at the championships just to give you an idea of where we are. So this is the Drivers' Championship. Now bear with me because I've tried to work this out in my head, and for those of you that know me, it's been a struggle. So these are the points after 6 rounds, which will include 1 dropped round. So currently all the drivers you see on here will have at the most 5 rounds counted. There's obviously 6 rounds gone so far. One of those, the lowest scoring one, has been dropped, so there is 1 to go. Now obviously some of the rounds that have been dropped, the points are more than others. So for instance, Max Beyer had a bit of a nightmare, if you remember. I think it was at Kyle Army. Is it Kyle Army? There's one of the races. I really should have all this prepared, shouldn't I? Don't shout at me in the chat. I know, it's coming. Let me just grab race labs. race happen. We'll just have a look, because at least then I might actually be able to give you some sort of information that's accurate. I do hope your stream hasn't frozen, because mine just has. There we go. Whew. Panic for a second there. It is coming back if you're watching, don't worry. So, yes, going back to where we were. So, Bram has scored 3 podiums. Obviously a first and 2 seconds. And last time out at Imola, you remember that fuel supping Audi, or small fuel tank Audi, whichever way you want to see it, had to come in for that final stop. If you didn't watch the Imola race, I really suggest you you go and watch that before you watch this. It was an absolutely amazing race. Really exciting right to the last minute. So if you haven't watched that, go and do it, because I'm going to drop spoilers. So there you go. Look in our YouTube playlist and go and find that. Anyway, so Bram last race finished 8th. Scored 55 points. That was his worst position so far this season. So he's dropped 55. So if he doesn't score more than 55 points tonight, that round will count. And he will add 55 points to his total. So he will have a minimum of 504 tonight. Max Beyer, who had the round from out, it was Watkins Glen. Apologies, he finished second at Kylearm. Of course he did. It was Watkins Glen where he had a bit of a nightmare. Finished 27 for 10 points. So he will score a minimum of 10 points tonight, but also can improve massively on where he currently is. So there is a little bit of room for improvement there for Max, obviously, just dropping those 10 points. David Dhoore didn't actually take part at Watkins Glen, so his round will count in full tonight. So those points really will go all the way to his championship challenge. David Dhoore finished 13th at Kylearm after that, not corner 1, it was corner 4, wasn't it, incident, where he was turned round. So he will lose 30, or he's already lost 39 points off that total. So providing he scores more than 39, that'll get added on. Anyway, that's all the complicated stuff out of the way. Basically, if Bram wins tonight, it's all over. If Max wins tonight, it's not quite all over, depending on where Bram finishes. You get it. What am I trying to teach you? How to suck eggs. So that's that one. Anyway, so there we go. Quite a few people in with a chance of winning. One person is in with a chance of winning that can't be with us tonight due to a family emergency. James Mead in the crew chief Megacorp McLaren. Unfortunately, I say family emergency, can't be with us tonight, so he will not be challenging for the championship. So you're down to 5. The 2 intense racing guys of Dhoore and Bulcke. The 2 WRT guys of Deprataire and De Kaiser. And the Grizzly Racing Nissan of Max Beyer, Sev Lanzi teammate, having retired from the series tonight under certain circumstances which you won't go into. Anyway, so that's that. We'll just look at the team championship. If you bear with us for 1 second, here we go. So here's the team championship. You can see WRT, the 2 what is it, Deprataire and De Kaiser out there on 868, intense racing, Dhoore and Bulcke on 771. Obviously all points cancel this, and this is closer than it might look in the drivers. So potential 200 points on offer. Is it 200 or is it 92 for first? So 110 if you get the pole. And depending on second place, basically it's over 200 points available tonight. So obviously that would take intense racing, if they got a 1, 2 and pole, almost up to 1,000 points. So you can see this championship a lot more open than you might think. Having said that, those 2 running away with it, with crew chief there in 3rd, with no James Mead tonight. Grizzly with Max, no Sev Lanzi tonight in 4th. 77. Qualifying's just about to get underway, so we'll rush through. Well, not rush through this, but we've got 2 minutes of a warm up to do. Where are we? Yeah, Team 77, Arella and Fillingham, both those drivers competing tonight, but I think it's fair for everyone to see that BMW M4 really not as quick as the cars around it, having had a performance downshift prior to the season start, so that's been nerfed and that sits there. Paradigm shift, the Audi boys of Pavlicek and Caminetto. Obviously Jack was with us in the booth last week and I am missing him here today, but he would be racing. All technical issues have been solved with his side, and Rad as well will be driving, Radek Pavlicek of Paradigm Shift. They'll be challenging Team in 77. Those two teams have quite a history of battling out for positions in championships, and it will mean a lot to them who finishes ahead of each other in that situation. And like I said, smooth sailing Bentleys of Mackenberg and Grutter have been going particularly well around here. And also shouldn't forget Horvath and Santiago Carew there at URL. Robert's been doing very well, and then obviously Miguel poked himself up at the top of the sheet during the race last time at Imola as they went through the transitionary period from wets to dries to slow to quick. So good to see those there in 8, VSB there in 9, and Strive Motorsport there, Andre Mol and Jody Barraclough there in 10th. I mentioned Jody Barraclough for a reason, and forgive me for my rather classy feed into the AM Cup. This is the one that they really do want to win, these guys. These are the ones that know they'll never be aliens, but really want to fight with the guys that are of their ability and quality around them. And you can see there Jody Barraclough, 22 points ahead of Tommy Kosonen there in 2nd, Bosman there in 3rd, Andre Mol, teammate of Barraclough there in 4th, but some 78 points behind Jody Barraclough there in 4th. So it really is between Barraclough and Kosonen for the win. Unless Mark Bosman can pull an absolute blinder out here and hope that Barraclough and Kosonen come to some kind of suffer some kind of failure during the race. But just to add a little bit into the mixture, Tommy Kosonen in the Ferrari has been extremely quick around here as well. One of those ones that really stood out in practice. The BMW M4 of Jody Barraclough suffering for pace up and down the long straights here. So Tommy Kosonen really does have a chance here. Barraclough just needs to keep it together to make sure he can carry home the AM Cup. So yeah, there we go. All to play for. Same rules obviously apply in that championship as the others. The drop round is there, so we'll wait till the end of the series. We'll give you the update positions at the end of this, because I know that's what you've all been waiting for. So once the race is over, we're going through the highlights as soon as the championship results are confirmed, subject to the steward's decision, anything that goes on in the race. And obviously we will we'll look at that after the race, but the race results will be up at the end of the stream, so and indeed the race results, championship results at the end of the stream, so keep watching. Anyway, I'll stop waffling. Let's go and look at some qualifying. No times at the moment. We're watching Max Beyer, currently a thundering round. Down through Blanchimont up to the bus stop. I'm sure we'll start seeing some times pop in and populate very soon. First one through, Deprataire 2:17.5. Don't know how long that will last. I've seen him in the 2:16s in the server, so as the track starts to become, although it is optimum condition, but yeah, we'll see as it becomes a little bit more weathered in, shall we say. We'll see how that goes. Again, apologies for the timing across the top of the screen. As I said, RaceLab's not working for us tonight, so. And yes, we have paid our we have paid our dues, but unfortunately they didn't see fit to help us make it work tonight. So we are where we are, and it is what it is. So we'll work with it. So Max second. We said that Bulcke comes into third. Camaletto there fourth. We haven't spoken about Camaletto, but he's up there in fourth. David Dhoore drops one in there in fifth. And all the times, all the deltas, apart from Bram, are currently green at the moment on track. So I should imagine they're all starting to get up to pace with the track. Something just went bang. I'm not quite sure what that was, but it sounded horrible. Just let us know in chat if everything's going okay. Hey MK, you alright? Yeah, I had a funny noise through my headphones in. It's not been the first time this week I've had something like this happen. I missed out on the race myself last night due to technical issues, so hope everything's alright your end. So we're just watching Max go around still. We will be with you very shortly. Max pulls over, so let's go and watch after doing his quickest time. Jack Camaletto currently 6/10 up on this lap. I am trying to give you something where you can actually see what I'm looking at, so I'll give you an idea of the timing table. You know what, I had this working in test fantastically, and now we're in this bloody live thing and it's all gone tits up. Anyway, you watch the qualifying while I try and work this out for you. Bear with me for 1 second. Right, there we go. Just needed a little bit of messing around. There you go. Now you can see the qualifying times and who's on what and where and when. Hopefully that will help you see what I can see. Down to the bottom 8, oh, sorry, the top 8 rather. Can't scroll down any further than that, otherwise it will take up the whole screen. But it gives you an idea of where we are. You can see Deprataire about to go across the line. And put in the first 2:16 of the night, 2:16.845 for Deprataire there across the line, just outside the top 8. Camaletto again on another quick one, having been usurped by a number of people. One of those, Richard Vanima, you can see there in an NSX up there in 7th. Really good performance in practice as well from Vanima, so expect to see miracles from him tonight. Phil Clark, teammate, down there in 13th, being upstaged by Richard Vanima. I'm sure that'll wrangle with him slightly. And here comes commentator extraordinaire Camaletto. Getting a lot of time there, you can see. Well, you can't, rather, I can. 1.1 up, just off a bit that out of the chicane, about a 10th. But you can see that throws him up there to 3rd. Work done. Jack pulls over and back to the pits for him. Cliff Bulcke currently sat there in 6th, 9/10 off the lead, but you can see half a second up on this lap. It's been a couple of tenths shy of Deprataire in practice. But it is on 1 lap pace. We've seen Cliff's strategy over the last couple of races, especially over at Imola, where he decided to start on dry tyres on a very wet track. Oh, and you can see the Aston just getting out of shape there as he came round the first part of the little complex onto Paul Frere and then down straight. So that lap won't count. We spoke about Venema. Let's go around with Richard. Already after the hairpin, 2 tenths up. Down through Eau Rouge and up across Radion. Didn't even run onto the curbs out of Radion there, so that Honda absolutely planted through there. Good so far, Venema. It's just fallen off the top 8. He's currently sat there in 9th, but still 2 tenths up on this lap. Mecklenburg in 12th, also 3.5 tenths up, just about to cross the line, so he'll go. He goes into 9th. There's more to come from Mecklenburg, I think, on that one. Venema still finding more time here. Currently 3 tenths up. Goes down through Blanchimont. Up towards the bus stop if he can keep it together. He's lost 2, he's lost virtually all those tenths in that section. Managed to pull it back though at the chicane with some epic braking. Lost a couple back out again, so he will jump back up to 8th. Nice lap from Richard Venema. Just under a second off Deprataire. Cliff Bulcke there, you can see 4 tenths up. He's just going through the final sector as well. Towards the bus stop. Just shows you how much time you can win and lose at these 2 little feisty corners. Bulcke comes out of there half a second better. This will put him, in fact it does, puts him 3rd. Deprataire, Beyer, Bulcke, 1, 2, 3. The Kaiser of the championship contenders just sat there down in 6th. David Dhoore currently down here in 15th for David, and not on a good lap here either. It's currently no better than his best lap. Dhoore been really quick in practice as well. Like I said, all the championship contenders have really been on it. Track really conditions haven't really changed, so David's forgot to change a setup or something, I don't know, but currently 1.5 seconds off the pace, down there in 15th, and unless he does some kind of epic manoeuvre at the end, or he had a mistake on his last lap maybe at the chicane, that's where he lost time. Through there, he has gone green, but not by much. He will improve, but he's probably going to stay 15th here. In fact, Dhoore does stay 15th, so work to do for David Dhoore. And De Kaiser currently at the top of the circuit, just going through Brussels. Drop down to turn 11. A turn with no name, or whatever name they decide to give it for the weekend. I'll call it the crew chief. The crew chief turn for tonight. I sponsored it. Through poo on. Down towards 13 and 14 in campus. Down to Stavelo. And we saw Bulcke Saston get it all wrong last time round. Kaiser looks pretty planted through there. And Paul Frere straight. 6/10 up for De Kaiser. As he rattles it through Blanchimont. And up to the bus stop. Can he keep this together? He needs to. He needs to put this on the front row alongside his teammates, give him any chance of challenging for the championship. Looks like he's going to do it. 6/10 still, and he does go second, quarter of a second off teammate Bram Deprataire. So nice lap from De Kaiser, 2:16.982. Ian Paskin looks like he's made it into the server after literally... Have you ever seen one of those rebuild jobs that they talk about when someone puts it in a barrier on MP3 and gets it out for qualifying? That's exactly what Ian Paskin's done. Rebuilt his whole rig over the weekend. I'd love to say the race guys at the HL bringing all the bits by truck from across the world. Well, wasn't quite DHL, but it was Amazon. So, but it's really good news to see Ian Paskin in the server. Well done, Ian. Good job. And also, shout out to Sam Cockayne, who has given up the football tonight to be with us and racing, as he should do as well. If we can give it up, mate, so can you. And to be honest with you, who really wants to watch Harry Kane have another dismal performance up front? Anyway, enough football talk. I'm not biased at all. Let's go back to the racing. Mackenberg on a good lap here, but nothing spectacular. Barak currently on a good one. In the final part of the circuit. Let's go to Barak. Normally fighting with the likes of Job Barraclough and Ian Paskin, but currently sat up there with the big boys today in 7th and about to improve and really mix it up here. Brakes hard into there, makes up a lot of time there. Barak couldn't look at that, half a second now up. Depends on his exit, which wasn't bad. This will put him somewhere near. Indeed, puts him 3rd. Barak couldn't. Lovely drive, lovely lap. He's been quick all week and puts that knowledge and pace to good effect in practice and goes 3rd. Well done, sir. Like I said, a few little spanners in the ointment tonight. Barak couldn't one of those. Further down, Yves von Song. We haven't really seen much of him today at all, have we? Well, the M4's really struggling around here, and it's no surprise to see all languishing. The highest M4 currently, that of Ralf Arella, sat there in 11th. 8-time champion Arella, don't forget, but all the others you can see are well out of the running. Even Jody Barraclough currently sat down there trying to get the AM Championship going, down there in 22nd. Tommy Coaston in that Ferrari challenging him up there in 13th. So tension abounds for the AM Cup as well. David Dhoore still down there in 15th. Here's Von Sond currently half a second up here. And although you'll see the time, the green Delta just ticking over. No, you won't actually, because it's not on the screen. There you go. That doesn't really show how much time the BMW is losing along those straights. It's significant. But if they can be lucky enough to get in some kind of tow tonight, then they might make up for a little bit of that pace. Bonson goes 13th. Nice lap from him. Further down, I spoke about him earlier, Ardennes, she's down there currently. 29th on a lap. In fact, the qualifying session's over. My apologies. Didn't even see that. Deprataire, De Kaiser, Kunt, Beyer, Bulcke, Camaletto, Grutter, Pavlicek, Venema, Britton, Mackenberg, Arella, Vonson, Koestner, Robert Horvath, and then David Dhoore down there in 16th. You can't unfortunately see Nushi, just off the scroll bar. But I promise you, he is half a second up on this lap. You can see there Pavlicek also on the lap. Nushi though will finish before Pavlicek. Mackenberg will go through as well. Mackenberg goes up to 8th. Nice lap from him, just behind teammate Grutter. So two smooth sailing Bentleys, really loving it round here, 7th and 8th. Nushi's McLaren. Down through the gears. Goes through the final chicane nicely. If he gets it all worked out through there, he will improve. I don't know if it will help. Stays 29th, but does improve. Well done, Ardennes. And finally, last man on track, Pavlicek, goes through and pushes Arella down to 10th. So there's your top 10. Just move through it to the race session. I'm just going to have a look around while we're here at the lovely Spa-Francorchamps circuit. Look at that, what a grid. I know Si likes the full grid, but look at that. It's fantastic. Deprataire, De Kaiser, the two WRT boys there up front. Burak Kunt there. That's not the crew chief car. It may look like Jones Mead, but it's not. That's actually Burak Kunt there in 3rd. Max Beyer there in 4th. Cliff Bulcke in 5th. So 4 of the championship protagonists in that shot. Just there in 6th, Jack Camaletto, Christian Grutter and Marvin Backenberg there in the Bentleys in 7th and 8th. And then we go up the grid. Arella there in 10th. Richard Venema in a very distinctive NSX only 11th, followed by Britton in 12th and Von Sond in 13th. Koestner in 14th in the Ferrari. Robert Horvath there on the left in 15th. David Dhoore. I know I keep saying it with a thing, but I don't know really what's happened to David there, because he's currently sat there in 16th. Time to make up. Phil Clark there, Venema's teammate in 17th. Santiago Caruth, teammate of Horvath there down in 18th. Bergsman 19th. Behind him, Binnersley there in 20th, and the two Tic Tac cars on the right of them. Sander Hunzig there, Wacky Teddy there in 20th. Barraclough sat there in 22nd. One of the Golf Davidoff cars, I presume that's Ian Paskin there in 24th. Fillingham there in 25th, he won't be happy with that. Mark Osman there 26th. Andre Mole 27th. Then we get down to the Skechers car. I think that's Nemanja there in 28th. It would be good if I could have scrolled, wouldn't it? 28th. Sam Cocaine there in 29th. Nushi there in 30th. Rude Dennis on the outside there, 31st. The two Bentleys there at the back of Walt Graves and Nick Campbell. And the AMG right at the back there. Currently sat 34th and final, but give him a shout out. Give him a, oh, hello, where are we? What do we want to do? No, engines are starting. Let's just get back on board. There we go. Of course, it was Doosan in the Merc at the back. Struggle with the AMG, the only AMG in the field tonight. Kosten, the only Ferrari in the field tonight, and conspicuous by his absence, as Simon Finningham pointed out during the week. No Porsches on here either. Quite surprising, but there we go. And they're all just about to start their warm-up lap. There they go. Deprataire will lead them up through. Ready on there. Championship leader. Needs things to go his way tonight. But if he stays out in front and carries on with the lap times he's been showing in practice, this will more than make up for anything he had happened to him last time out at Imola. Ow. That was not so funny bone. Should we get the chat up? Let's do that while we're waiting for them to come round. Why isn't that doing that? Come on. Sorry, that's me playing the software in the background. Should know better really, shouldn't I? Apologies for the freeze. Hopefully it will come back shortly. Come on, OBS, don't do this to us. We might have an OBS crash here, boys and girls. Although the ring of death has gone. Oh no, it's back again. Oh, I don't really want to stop the stream just in case it does come back. It just came around down towards Stavolo, so hopefully this will come back before this all. Oh, do I dare? Do I dare stop it and start it again? I think I might have to, boys and girls. I'm going to take a pill. We're going to do it. Okay, still. Bear with us. There we go. Wow. Oh, panic over. We're still going. We're still going. Remember, the start line isn't the Grand Prix start here. Although that is the timing line. They will come round the corner and they'll start on the old pit straight. So there isn't a pile up at turn 1. Effectively, here at the source, there'll be a pile up at Eau Rouge and Radion as they all try and get through there side by side with G-forces pushing them here, there and everywhere. We'll see. But Deprataire around the source very tight. De Kaiser having to just put on the brakes a bit as he comes flying down to catch up. Here we go. Come down the hill past us. Watch out for the green lights on the total sign.
Green light.
There they go. So down they go through Eau Rouge. We'll click back through the field as we go. All clear so far. Nice driving, boys and girls. Looks like everyone's safely through as they take the run. Deprataire from De Kaiser, Britton third. Beyer fourth. Cliff Bulcke fifth. Few cars going wide there off the final corner, but it looks like we've got through the first corner as well. And Deprataire, as you've seen in the past, him and De Keyser trying to check out. Burak Kuntz there though, keeping him honest in third. Beyer fourth, Bulcke fifth. Christian Grotz past Camiletto up to sixth. Pavlicek 8th, Venema 9th, Von Sand up to 10th, Britton up to 11th, Mackenberg and Arella having a not great first few corners. They're down 12th and 13th, Horvath up to 14th, Kosen 15th, Dhoore, Clark, Santiago Carew, Bergsma, Barraclough, Sander Hunzig, Fillingham, Binnersley, Paskin, Bosman, Cocaine, Nushi. Nick Campbell making some good time up at the start there, up to 28th, Magyar up to 29th at the start, Dennis Waltgraves, Andre Mole 32nd. Will he ever have a good start to a race? Andre Mole down there and Manojlovic down there in 33rd. Meanwhile, up front, Deprataire, De Keyser, Kunt, Beyer and Bulcke. Those five checked out already. 2.2 there ahead of Camiletto, who's got past Grota again. There's Grota and Camiletto. Camiletto will defend up to the chicane. Grota looking around the outside with a cutback. Pavlicek just behind. Followed by Nushi. Sorry, by Venema. God. Richard Venema's going to kill me for that. There's a few squiggles at the back there. One to lose out was Mark Bosman. Not what he needed for his AM Championship nerves. Everything else. So Bosman down there in 22nd, up to 22nd now. Nushi up to 23rd. Magyar 24th. There's a yellow flag for Christian Grotz. Did he have a coming together up through Eau Rouge? Up front, Burak Kuntz got past De Keyser as well. I'm sure this wasn't in De Keyser's game plan, but Bram Deprataire will be thanking him in spades. Let me tell you, 2-hour race, don't forget, long time to go here. Deprataire leads 1.7 ahead of Burak Kuntz here in second. De Keyser chased him down in third. Max Beyer keeping tabs on the 2 in fourth. They're just extending from Cliff Bulcke in fifth. Camiletto keeping tabs in sixth. Teammate Pavlicek 7th now. Venema 8th. Jim Britton up to 9th. Marvin Mackenberg 10th. Let's just see if we can find any incidents there with Christian Grota. Car number 107. There was an incident with him and Camiletto. Let's have a look. Christian Grota. So he come up through. Oh, you can just see, got it all wrong. Christian Grota slammed into the wall. And obviously that car with some damage, Christian Grota. So unfortunate for Christian. Meanwhile, Deprataire out front currently. Oh, Nick Wicklander, hello mate, good to see you in chat. Hopefully we didn't have complete chaos, you're right mate, and hopefully I'll see you on track again soon. After this race I will be hanging up the microphone as work-life balance and everything else becomes a little bit stretched. So this will be my final broadcast for you all. I hope to make it a really good race, but yeah, hopefully a little bit more racing in future, and see you on track, Nick. Always good racing with you, man. So Deprataire in the way now from the battle now for second. De Keyser getting a little bit tetchy there in third. Max Beyer just watching there in fourth. Burak's been threatening this kind of pace all season, and here at Spa-Francorchamps he's finally getting the chance to show what he can do. Deprataire couldn't so far. The only cars in the 218. Everyone else 219s. De Kaiser, Beyer 2, 3 and 4. Gap 1.5 back to Bulcke, 1.7 back to Camaletto, 1.1 back to Pavlicek, and 3 seconds back to Jim Britton. It's already the top 8, 9, 10. Pretty much spread out after just 3 laps. Deprataire goes through the chicane. Take the flag. Lap 3, sorry for the interference. I'm not sure if that's an England goal or a Senegal goal, but the stream just hanging on there. Further down the field, Jim Britton has got the world and his wife behind him, including Venema, Mackenberg, Arella, Bonsond. See, it's all got the mountain. Interesting, in the past this Camel Straight, far from straight in the past. There's a move just going through there. Is that Arella and Bonsond? Arella barging his way through, gets the move done. Sorry, Bonsond barging his way through. Or is that actually, no, that's one of the it's Robert Horvath, isn't it? Yes. Horvath thrown his Aston Martin through there, past Yves Bonsond. Behind them, David Dhoore comes there. And Santiago Carew in 15th. My apologies. Getting everyone mixed up there. Kaiser still chasing down Burak, who's holding off WRT car there in third rather, WRT. Just started to stretch out on Max Beyer now in 4th. Get back to Bulcke in 5th. 2 pit stops tonight. For fuel, mandatory. Be interesting to see the fuel loads on these cars. And if Burak has this genuine pace to keep, no doubt De Kaiser behind him. De Kaiser taking a risky line up through Radion there, riding much curb as he dare. Couldn't defend to the right, comes back over. As you were to the rest of the field. Shout out to Venema, who's actually stretching Mackenberg out, and Arella behind him. The NSX really flying around here. Not really shown its true worth this season, but Richard Venema certainly giving it a good run. at least for the first 10 minutes tonight. You can see Max Beyer and Arella back there 10th and 11th. David Dhoore up to 13th. So the championship contenders, Deprataire leads, De Keyser 3rd, Max Beyer 4th, Bulcke 5th, and David Dhoore 13th. This is the Arella Max Beyer battle up front, and De Keyser still. That gap between them, if anything, just stretching it out ever so slightly. Further back in the field, Bergsma and Barraclough. Jody just trying to keep it together, keep Tommy Coaston in sight. You can see the Ferrari just one car ahead of him. Bergsman away. If he can keep it like that till the end of the race, he will be the AM champion. Clough just trying to keep the prancing horse somewhere near. So there you go. De Keyser and Kunt up front. You can see he was up to 0.7 as they went up through Le Com there, then to Bruxelles. In fact, they're through there and now down towards Pouhon. And all of a sudden, that gap. De Keyser has pulled Kunt right back in. Look at that. De Keyser on a flyer here. Doesn't want his teammate getting too far away, but that gap is already 4.5 seconds up to Deprataire. Long way to go, don't forget, but it's a gap he won't want to see extend too much. At the moment, he just has not got the pace to get past Burak, and if anything, Burak passing De Keyser on that one. So the race settling down now. Deprataire leads Burak there by almost 5 seconds. De Keyser right behind Burak in 3rd. Max Beyer in 4th, Bulcke just dropping off the back now in 5th, Camaletto 6th, Pavlicek 7th, Britton in 8th, Richard Van Niemen 9th, Marvin Mackenberg in 10th, Arella 11th, Robert Horvath 12th, David Dhoore 13th, Yves Van Son 14th, Santiago Carew down there in 15th, from Coaston, Bergsma, Barraclough, Sander Hunzig in 19th, he's made up a couple of places from the win from the grid, Bosman 20th, Ian Paskin. He's literally got a bolted together car. He's pretty not comfortable in it at all and struggling, but he's down there in 21st, putting in a good showing. Ahead of Fillingham is 5 seconds off the back of Paskin. Those McLarens look to be strong tonight by the looks of it. Benazzi down there now in 23rd, lost a few places. Dennis 24th, Nushi Magyar, Cocaine, Bill Clark, Nemolovic, Mole. It looks like he's been in for a stop. Down there in 30th. Yep, you can see one mark next to Andre Mole, so he has made a stop, as has Grutter, Campbell and Graves. They've all been in for their first stop, hence the reason why they're so far off the back of the grid, back of the field rather. Tommy Coaston has just got past Miguel Santiago Carew. He's doing all he can here, Coaston, to try and get away from Barraclough. And now he's put one more car between the two of them. Phil Clark and Christian Grutter coming together. That's a nice little shot as we go to the replay. 3 wide, doesn't work. Oh, Phil Clark Manages to get it back together. But that sort of speed at Blanchimont, that's not going to help his tyres one little bit. It's taken a while to get those back to temperature. So Phil Clark down there. Also car number 22 looks like he's been in the walls as well. He's from Sond. David Dhoore looking up the inside of Von Sond, backs out. Well, we don't see the contact, I guess it's minimal as they go through the chicane, just a bit of rubbing. There's Von Sond. Currently sits behind David Dhoore. David must have got that move made. Back up front though. Second, third and fourth still together. McLaren, Audi, Nissan, Britton, and De Kaiser, Max Beyer. Fastest lap of the race, last round for Deprataire, dips into 2:17 to 2:17.995, some half a second or so quicker. In second, third and fourth place, De Kaiser and Beyer. They're all circulating within a tenth of each other. Deprataire just extending that lead each time. Cliff Bulcke in the background chucking that Aston round. Try and get back onto the tail of the Grizzly Racing Nissan. Cameretto and Pavlicek sat 6th and 7th, keeping a watching brief in the battle against Team 77. Are going to run away with it tonight. Arella 11th. Finningham down there in 22nd currently, so if it stays as it is, the hard fought battle between those two teams will go the way of paradigm shift. Well, I say long way to go, 20 minutes into a 2-hour race. These three are going to be at this all night by the looks of it. Further back, Mackenberg, Arella, Horvath and Dhoore all close together on track. Arella looking at Mackenberg. Inside, watch from Mackenberg on the left. Arella gets it done. Past Mackenberg, nice driving from them two, and Arella's away up into the top 10 now for Arella. Mackenberg's got Robert Horvath climbing all over the back of him as well. There's the four of them. Up front though, De Kaiser has to pick up the pace on the back of Britton, and they're really pressuring him. He's like De Kaiser's charged his battery up every other lap as he comes back at Britton every other lap. Really throwing it at him. Right now, got the pace to know he doesn't need to defend up those lines. Through the chicane, traction out of there, very good. for that McLaren. Get a flag, Horvath and Mackenberg. We saw how close they were all. Mackenberg's on the outside of turn 1 and couldn't have get avoided by, oh no, Marvin Mackenberg. Frustration getting the better of him. Was this the... Oh no, that was a contact between these. You wanted to see them, the actual instant between Mackenberg and I think it was, let's have a look. I think it was Horvath, was it? Mackenberg only inside. Oh yeah, Robert Horvath nudges him on the exit. And Horvath has allowed Mackenberg to catch back up and will allow him to pass, I presume. Nice driving from Robert Horvath. No, he hasn't actually allowed him to pass yet, but I should imagine that's Horvath's plan. Anyway, that's that. These three as close as they've been. The car's the last lap round 2:18. The other two, oh sorry, actually that's a lie. Max Beyer as well 2:18. Burak 2:19. Deprataire back into 2:18s again after that. Mega 2:17.995. Remember, these cars now got race fuel on board. See how that first sector, those tight traction out of the chicane and out of turn 1 really does help that McLaren. Vanima has managed to get past Jim Britton up to 8th position. There's Vanima. Passes the crew chief. And the TSR Transatlantic Sim Racing McLaren Jesus Christ, Martin. Oh, that's why they're sacking me. The Honda NSX in the Marlboro McLaren colours. Oh dear. Ayrton Senna's got a lot to answer for. Unlike Michael Andretti. Clive Britton. Oh my god, what am I on tonight? Jim Britton. Once that plays back off Richard Vanima. I obviously haven't drunk enough beer tonight, that's the problem. Second, third and fourth, it stirs you away. In fact, if anything, those two have stretched, compared how it was a couple of laps ago. Those three rather, now separated by almost 2 seconds. See behind Arella, David Dhoore 10th and 11th. Trying to bring the challenge further up the field. David Dhoore only about 15 seconds really off the back of Britton here. So still all to play for. Got to go through the all-important pit stop phases. But currently championship leader Bram Deprataire doing all he can to make sure this championship is his. Leads Britton by 8.3. Further back in the field, Bergsma's got Santiago Carew, Jody Barraclough, and Sander Hunzig all fighting for the 14th place. Coasting, and remember, past Bergsma a few laps ago, has now stretched the lead out ahead of Bergsma to over 5 seconds. So he chases down Yves van Sond. Squeezing in the back of that 4-car train. Pit stops for Binners, Sam Cockayne and Nemanja Manojlovic at the back of the field. They all stopped in for their stops. Mol, Mackenberg, Ruud Dennis all continue on. So Manojlovic will have his 2 turn to 1, and then all those guys down the bottom up to Mackenberg having made a stop. Kaiser and Kuntz side by side. Has De Kaiser got this done? No, he hasn't. He tried round No Name, didn't quite work out. Now Britton has to defend into Pouon. Not the best line you want to take through there, but you can make your car as wide as you like. You've just got to make sure you get good drive out of there. And all the time, Max Beyer is seeing an opportunity. As De Kaiser dances left and right, looking for a way past the McLaren. Max Beyer looking to take advantage of any slip up there. See, that McLaren just seems to have the ability to pull away when it wants, and that Audi has the ability to pull it back when it wants. It just feels like they're even making minor errors here, which would back up the fact that all of a sudden Cliff Bulcke's just a second and a half off the back of Max now. And gap to Deprataire up front, almost 10 seconds. Yeah, last time round, all those three, the second, third and fourth drivers in the 220s, Bulcke at 2:18.5. His quickest lap so far today. And that's closed that gap right up now. The battle of second about to become 4-way. You can see in the background, Camaletto 3.7 off the back of Bulcke in 6th. Carrying Pavlicek along with him. Vanema still ahead of Britton. In fact, he's broken Jim Britton now, 2.2. to Britton in 9th, Arella 10th, Dhoore climbing over the back of Arella in 11th. Hunzig's got past Barraclough down there in 16th. Up through at the source at turn 1. So the gap between Coaston and Barraclough, the AM Cup now, 3 cars. That's still enough for Jody Barraclough, but he doesn't want it to make any more than that. Ian Paskin just behind in that Davidoff McLaren. Teammate Sam Cockayne having stopped. So he's a lap down. Well, they are driving in formation. Board with Wacky Teddy himself, chasing down Santiago Carew. Barraclough right behind him. There is Jody Barraclough. Said that McLaren's so distinctive. Oh, goes wide there. Barraclough takes the inside. Going to challenge into the chicane. Jody Barraclough, though, remembering he's got one job tonight, and that is to finish within touching distance of Tommy Coaston in 13th. Barraclough currently 17th. Meanwhile up front, Deprataire still that 10 seconds off. Barak Kunt in second, De Keyser settled down now, back to third. Max Beyer there in fourth. Bulcke a couple of seconds off there in fifth. And Caminetto and Pavlicek having a lonely race there, the PS guys. In fact, Venema actually catching Pavlicek pretty quickly here. 1.2 behind him now, Richard Venema, as he was at NSX up further up the field. Yellow flag, Yves Van Sond. What's happened there? No, we can't see the car. There's Coaston. Yves Van Sond. Is he out? Can't see his car. I've got a feeling Yves Van Sond has crashed. Literally. Yeah. I think that's a disconnect. Let's go to the Helicam. He's in there somewhere. In fact, he is in there, isn't he? Look. Oh, wow. What's happened there? Is that a game glitch? Let's hope he's okay. Not a great way to finish the last race in the trees. Thoughts and prayers, Yves. Thoughts and prayers, mate. Good show now. This championship's been a valuable part of it, and a competitive part too. So sad to see Yves out the race like that, as Max Beyer travels an extra 50 metres there, covering all parts of Eau Rouge and Raidillon. That's cost him a little bit of time. Just drops off the back now of De Keyser. And once again is pushing Barak hard through Bruxelles. To no name. Down to crew chief rather. And all of it is now once again resumed as they go through Pouhon. The Kaiser closes on entry. McLaren extends on the exit. McLaren just looked like it's starting to slip across the track now as opposed to gripping it. Through that right and left. From experience, not the greatest car for quick changes of directions. Might have something to do with it. You do really have to manage the tyre as well, which probably why Spa helps it so much with its long straights and, well, straights-ish. But this is the kind of track that McLaren really loves, and it's showing it off to good advantage here. Just see Cliff Bulcke still in touching distance of Beyer. Towards T1 they go. And that car, Andre Imola ahead of them. You can see the Bentley pulls over. Resume. Positions on track, so Andre Mole just ahead, as we said. Now it's Mackenberg, the Bentley they passed on the straight there. Recovering after that earlier spin from the Horvath. TV tower. Deprataire, Kunt, De Kaiser, Beyer, Bulcke. Gap to Camaretto, Pavlicek. Vanima, Britton, Arella, Dhoore, Coaston. This one song still showing there in 13th, but I'm pretty sure he's no longer circulating. Yeah, he's still in that same position, so Timing's having a good old time with him. Intense racing car off David Dhoore. Still chasing down Arella. Oh, Borat Kunt into the pits for his first stop. De Kaiser and Beyer go through, as does Bulcke. So Borat Kunt comes in right on the optimum time, 40 minutes into the race. You have to go all the way down to La Source and around the corner and then pit down the main straight. The old pit straight. It's a long old run down there. Break through there. Here's your race leader, Bram Deprataire. There were thoughts that there might be a few rain clouds today, but it's been nothing but absolute glorious sunshine for the next half an hour at least, and it doesn't look like changing anytime soon. It really is cracking the flags out there. A few clouds in the sky, but nothing really to write home about. It's just a nice summer's day in the forest. Deprataire leads. De Kaiser and Beyer. Richard Venema there, right at the back of Radek Pavlicek. Seconds back to Jim Britton, Richard Venema. Taking some consistent driving here. Seems so quick in a straight line, doesn't it, that NSX? It's like it's on a winch to Pavlicek's R8. Pavlicek goes in deep, under pressure from Venema. Venema goes down to the source, right on the tail of Pavlicek, pulls out wide. He's going to take the wide line outside of the source and try and cut back on Pavlicek. Pavlicek covers that off, but they're going to go tail to bonnet, or are they? Yes, they are. Well, for a minute I thought Venema was going to shove up the inside there. Pavlicek holding his cojones a little bit there as he went through, manages to pull out a couple of tenths on Venema just to give him a bit of a break when he gets to the top of the hill. Meanwhile, Burak Kuntz come out in 20th position. With a nice gap in traffic as well. There is Burak, you can see. Clean air in front of him, clean air behind him, no pressure. Just going to make sure he keeps on the money, he keeps on the marks and starts putting in some hot laps here. His team have pulled him into a lovely spot here. Nice clean track. Now it's time to try and make something of it. The cars are still being pushed by Max Beyer. Closing back up on Pavlicek again, just a bit further down the track. Pavlicek's going to defend again. Richard Venema, what a pass that is. Fantastic. Down the outside and then round the chicane, takes the position. Pavlicek's going to have a look up the inside here. Can't note because the McLaren of the TSR guys is there. And that's another great pass. Richard Venema takes the NSX now up to 6th position, past Pavlicek. Ralf Arella, David Dhoore, good friends, long time competitors. Ralph trying to extract all the performance he can out of that BMW. The time starts to go off, tyres start to go off rather, the time start to go off as well. Everyone now in the 2.19s apart from Deprataire. Last time round a 2.18.675. Burak Kuntz with his new fuel, low 220s, so 220.1 last time round as he gets his tyres up to temperature, which is about a second off the pace of the leaders, so Burak's going to need to pick that up a little bit. De Kaiser and Beyer really making the most of this now. without Bulcke being able to control the pace. It's really down to him now to push on. My guess is he'd have had to take more fuel than the duo of De Keyser and Beyer will have to take on when they stop as well, either this time or the next time. So I've got a feeling that battle will go right down to the end. Benima already 1.3 ahead of Pavlicek, so starting to catch teammate Jack Caminetto. Last time round, De Keyser 2:18.5, really stretching his legs. Amadeo De Keyser, that's going to put him out ahead of Bulcke, but currently still 14 seconds or so off the back of Bram Deprataire. As we approach the halfway point in the race, Deprataire doing all he can and all he needs to do to tie up this championship. Now Jim Britton suddenly got interested in Radek Pavlicek's rear end. A couple of lap cars ahead. Mickey Teddy just ahead. Pavlicek defending against Jim. Nice driving again from Zander, pulls over, allows the two of them through. He'll pick up a bit of a toe then as he goes down the fight. Oh, he's got Arella and Dhoore right behind him as well. I'm sure he'll move over for them on the straight. 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Pretty close together here as Benima is away and gone. Now that's Beyer's down into 2:18s. Starting to catch Beyer's back. That time he lost. Indeed, Zander does get out of it for Arella and Dhoore, so they're through. Just while we're looking at this, Bergsman, Horvath side by side. Horvath gets ahead of Bergsma into 12th. Bergsma drops down to 13th. Santiago Caruth, Si Finnegan 15th, 14th and 15th, sorry, respectively. So I'm still showing there in 12th position, but every time I've been to him I can't see him on track, I've got to be honest. Yeah, he's still in the trees there. But currently still showing on your timing sheet, so not quite sure what's going on with Yves there. Hopefully he's having some fun out there though. Benema though, into the pits for his stop. We'll see where he comes out. Let's have a check. Britton, Arella and Dhoore. 7th, 8th, sorry, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. This one signed cycles through my timing sheet. Still the only guy to 2 separate seconds is Bram Deprataire. So we get more interference. Apologies for this, guys and girls. I don't think it's my PC, although what's been happening over the last few days, I can't say it isn't what it is. You'd think adding 32 more gig of RAM it would help it, wouldn't it? But perhaps it's just learning to talk to it, speaking a different language at the moment, who knows. Apologies for the broadcast quality. Into the pits, no, and no. They all go through. Meanwhile, Dusan Magyar circulating in 17th. He's got Bulcke making his way back through after his stop there in 18th. The times for Bulcke are not what he needs if he wants to come out ahead of De Keyser and Beyer. Even Bulcke. Focus that he had defending against those two. Faded ever so slightly, it's so easy to do. Adrenaline gives you at least half a second, and as soon as that pressure releases, you don't know where the time goes, but it does go, and that's exactly what's happening to Bulcke here, and then being held up behind Dusan, which he's quite entitled to do as Dusan Magyar, remember. He doesn't know that Bulcke was previously running in 2nd position. This is for position here. As Bulcke looks up the inside as the frustration starts to grow, and I think Dusan there just decides, go on, have it. I just want to circulate, not in your race. And that's Bulcke through. So went up to 17th now. Horvath is in the pits for his stop. Watching Jack Caminetto, about 10 seconds off the back of Bulcke. Just keep an eye on the gap between Bulcke and Richard Benema. 34 seconds between Kunt and Benema, so I think Richard might have lost a little bit of time there in the pits, but he may well have taken a lot of fuel on just to get him through to the end for that splash and dash at the end, which they all like to do. So we'll see how that plays out. Arella in the pits though. So Britton and Pavlicek continue. David Dhoore just behind them continues as well, but Ralf Arella comes in for his stop as he makes his way down towards his pit box. Such a long pit lane here at Spa. So Arella goes down through there. Bergsma goes through, takes that position off Arella. Bergsma yet to stop at all. Don't forget as well, they will have to take tyres at one of these stops. It may well have been Venema took his tyres at that stop, hence the reason why he's lost that much time on Bulcke. So we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Bergsma past presumably Mark Osman as he's in the trees still. In fact, he looks like he's disappeared from the timing charts now, so his Son obviously tried to get back in the race, couldn't. It's him done. And Bram Deprataire comes in for his stop. So the leader's in. Okay, stopwatch out when he stops. There's Richard Venema. Where's Jim Britton? There he is. Closed in on, I think that's Andre Imola ahead. So David Dhoore in the background pops him into the pits. And David Dhoore through. Jim gets past Andre Imola. Andre pulls over for Relic as well. That's him through. Now they're all stopping. So Deprataire's in, Max Beyer's in, Camaletto's in, Dhoore in. See, look at that. Still Bram to get to his pit box. Finally pulls over and stops there. So get your stopwatches on and see where he comes out. Meanwhile, Tommy Coaston finds himself in the heady heights of 5th now after the pit stops of Deprataire, Beyer, Bergsma and Camaletto. Oh, commentator's curse. Sorry, Tommy. I'll shut up. Deprataire off the jacks. That's about 20 odd seconds, so no tyres, I don't think, there for Bram. And straight out the pit lane from that first pit box. Clear track behind him. Fairly clean track ahead of him. The Bentleys there of Walt Graves or Nick Campbell. But Bram's away. Dhoore, Camaletto, Phil Clark in the pits. There is David Dhoore. Camaletto looks like he's making his way out now onto the racetrack proper. He is. And Camaletto's away. Literally got the track to himself. There's Dhoore behind him by the looks of it. There is Dhoore going up and out the exit. Can he get onto the straight before that traffic behind engulfs him? That's Ralf Arella behind him. Dhore's managed to jump Arella here at the stop. Arella's going to have to try and get that position back, and he does. Just carrying a lot more pace up the Camel Straight. The Dhore's exit from the pits just couldn't carry that much pace that Arella was carrying. So it's going to be a battler now. They settle back into fighting again. Bergsma now up to the heady heights of 5th. He's coasting and pits behind in the Ferrari. Santiago Carew pits as well. Jim Britton and Pavlicek both pitting as well. In fact, they're all in. De Kaiser, Bulcke, Britton, Pavlicek. Bergsma goes through to lead. So the tic-tac car of Andre Bergsma, if he goes through this lap, will lead a lap of final race of this GT3 Masters Season 6 here at RR Leagues. Remember to join us next year for more racing, the GT3 Masters 7 coming later on next year. Maybe a different format. We'll see. Join us for that next year. Andre Bergsma getting back to something like his best. Only 23 seconds ahead of Deprataire, although we do know that pit stop is extremely long. But nothing wrong with giving Tic Tac a bit of time as they lead the race for the first time this season. Teammate Binnersley, where is Rick Binnersley? Down there in 21st. So Bergsma really carrying the flag for the B&B team. Obviously Andre's Tic Tac's carrying something other than sugar. Or Rick's is carrying something other than sugar, one of the two. So that's a lap with Andre Bergsma as he comes up behind, presumably Phil Clark. Will Bergsma go through? He doesn't, he pits, he won't lead the lap unfortunately. That's a shame. And Bergsma into the pits from the lead. Deprataire comes round Blanchimont up to bus stop. Currently 12 seconds off the ahead of Amadeo De Kaiser. Wave Bergsma past in the pits. And takes the lead back again. Oh, Richard Venema, what's happened? He had a flag, Richard Venema. He's off. Oh, what happened there? First mistake, error, Richard Venema. Possible contact, let's have a look. Venema side by side. Oh no, just gets it wrong. You can see the NSX just loses downforce. Blanchimont and Venema comes into the pits, presumably damage to that car's sort of front wing. Take a clatter. So Venema, after running really well, will make his final stop and get repairs carried out to the car. Unlucky for Richard Venema. Meanwhile though, Arella and Dhoore carry on their battle. Deprataire out in front by 12 seconds. Just an hour to go until he's crowned world champion. Well, GT3 Masters champion, but it feels like world champion. And why shouldn't it be? You can only beat what's in front of you, and that's exactly what Bram's done this season. I won't speak too soon. Commentators curse, and we've seen so many things change in this series. The Kaiser, remember, leading at Bathurst by a country mile. Quarter of an hour to go into the wall in the mountain. Everything changed. So keep watching this till the end. During that phase of pit stops, but actually came out in third position after they've all been through. Beyer there in fourth, just 3 seconds off the back of the Kais, which is no mean feat. Fastest lap of the race last time round for Robert Horvath, for him anyway, a 2:18.6, just 6/10 off Deprataire. In fact, it was quicker than Deprataire last time round. So, pace in the car for Horvath. Dhoore and Britton also recording their fastest laps of the race last time round, 2:18.8. At the back in the field, Moll and Fillingham. Moll having the inside here on. Not sure what happened there. Okay, the Yves von Son crash. Where are we? What's happened? Just give us a camera control, please. It's all gone Pete Tong. There we go. There we go. And we're back with you. Again, apologies. Not the first technical issue this season, but hopefully the last. Alright, Deprataire still leads the Kaiser from Barrett-Kunt in third. Max Beyer still there in fourth. But most important of all, the question we want to know is, did Robert Horvath make it past? No, it was Fillingham and Moll, wasn't it? In fact, we won't know because Moll's in the pits, unfortunately. Andre stopped. Side through. There goes Side. Fillingham on his way. Bergsma and Barraclough. Right, there we go. I think we're back and working and good again. Who knew? Unfortunately, we missed the pass by Max Beyer on Barrett-Kunt. To be fair, Barak's time, the pace has dropped off. He's about a second and a half slower now than De Keyser and Beyer. So whatever tyres he had on in that first stint, unfortunately, if he's given them back, that's the problem. Well be that Max has taken on a new set. Who knows? I'm sure we'll find out after the race, but Deprataire still leads De Keyser by 14 seconds. Then it's Beyer, Kunt, Bulcke, Camaretto, Arella, Dhoore, Britton, Pavlicek, Horvath, Paskin, Bergsma. Interested to see where is Richard Benema, down there in 25th. Although he is the first of the drivers to have stopped twice. But after that shunt into the wall, I'm guessing there was a fair bit of damage to that NSX. A really good showing, and he was chasing down Jack Camaretto for 6th position. There is Jack. I'll have to slow down after that jump across there. That's Phil Clark ahead of him. Behind, there comes Arella and Dhoore. So Arella and Dhoore both closed up on Camaletto, although obviously Pit Strategy's tyres all come into this. Dhoore already having to push the limits of strategy to try and get himself into this championship cunt at the end. Try and keep himself in the reckoning just in case Deprataire, Beyer and De Kaiser and indeed Cliff Bulcke have some kind of mishap. David Dhoore has been all over the back of Ralf Arella for over an hour now, and that hasn't changed. He was only briefly ahead as he came out of the pits and then got swallowed up down the Kemmel Straight, but since then he's been following that M4 of Arella round. Looks a bit unstable. Rear end of the M4, not the most stable thing in the world at the best of times anyway, but even under Ralf Arella's delicate right foot, struggling for traction through there. Thanks all of you guys sticking around in the stream. Apologies for the little delay there. Currently all the cars pretty much spread out now. Barraclough actually now ahead of Tommy Coaston, and his drive towards the AM Cup is looking good for Barraclough. And the other championship, the team one, looking very good for WRT, currently running 1 and 2 and securing pole position as well, don't forget. So looks like, mishaps aside, WRT are going to bring this home. "40 minutes left to go. It's about time for that second pit stop time. Magyar gets swallowed up by Arella and Dhoore here. Dusan, well done to him again, lets those guys through. Right on time. There comes Barak into the pit. Coaston trying to get his way back through the field. That's Santiago Carew ahead of him. And if he does dispatch Miguel, there's Jody Barraclough just there. So those two have really been in close contact most of the race, but Clough finds himself now in front of Coaston at the most important time. Pulls out alongside Santiago Carew at the pace of that Ferrari. Just too much for the Aston Martin of Miguel. And Tommy now up to 14th. We're about to take it to John Barraclough. Great to see the two title protagonists fighting it out so closely here for the AM Championship. Sorry, Finnegan currently in 16th. Currently ahead of Burak as comes out of the pits behind him. So Finnegan still with a stop to make. Si's very kindly agreed that we can chat to him in race as well. So once he gets past these complicated two corners, we're going to put him into the waiting room, into the chat room. Sorry to drop it on your side. How's it going, man?
Sector 1 is green. Place.
Looks like Si is busy racing, so we'll leave him to it. It's worth a try. But I must admit, if I was driving, I wouldn't want to be pulled into commentary. Filling proceeds 16th. No surprise, Arella and Dhoore close together. Just in the background there, Rude Dennis having a shout out for Rude today. Very distinctive red and white GTR. Come on, come on. Sound is back. Oh, there we go. Not quite sure what happened there. YouTube is certainly struggling with this broadcast tonight, so apologies again. Not mine, but everything my end looks absolutely fine, but obviously everything isn't fine, so fortunately Well, unfortunately, actually, it's the last race of the season. It'll give me a chance to rebuild everything after we've finished. Quite a lot goes on behind the scenes with the stream. Obviously, the camera controls, the positionings, the chat, the stream, the game, Discord, all going off at the same time. Having said that, computer all seems fine. It's obviously an error somewhere else. Still, we're back and going. Barraclough and Kosonen fighting it out for the championship, and here we go. Not again. Making sure afterburner is set to absolute default settings, which doesn't need to make any difference at all. Barraclough really being harried here by Tommy Kosonen. And Kosonen has got to only get past him, but eke out a few places as well. And punting him off isn't going to make much difference either, because the two of them really need to finish here for the points. Barraclough defends. Through the source, that's going to put him side by side with Kosonen, and my guess is he'll let Kosonen go, and he does. Tap in behind the Ferrari. Jim Britton in the pits, as in is Ian Paskin rather, for their final stops. Barat Kunt, Richard Vanema already in and stopped for theirs. That's Bentley there, trying to unlap himself. I presume that's Mackenberg, given the pace of the car. No disrespect to Christian, Marvin has been pretty much flying. And as I always get it wrong, Christian Grutter flies past Jody Barraclough in the Bentley. Whoa, Jody Barraclough, what a save. Drifts that M4 through there. That's some nice driving. I was just about to say Jody knows exactly what he's got to do here as he comes across the Bentley of Walt Graves. But Kostenen's away, but I'm pretty sure Barraclough happy to keep him. And just one place ahead on the grid. Jim Britton still in the pits for his stop. He's been in there quite some time now as Jim Britton, so I don't know if that's damage. Finally Britton gets away. So, and unfortunately Sander Hunzig's got to drive through as well. I just wonder if Jim's had to call it quits on his tyres, and that's been an extra long stop for him, but that's thrown him all the way down behind the likes of Moll, Vanema, Paskin. So I'm sure we'll find out at the end what happened to Jim. What a surprise. David Dhoore chasing down Ralf Arella still. we actually saw an error from Ralf Arella this series. That should be engraved in some kind of hieroglyph and buried in a pyramid somewhere for future civilizations to find, because that is very rare. But having made that mistake this series, I think David knows already that that's not going to happen here, especially at Spa. As David goes in deep there in frustration of sitting behind Arella for so long. He's managed to pull that Aston up to 7th through consistent driving behind Arella's consistent BMW. But that's not going to be enough for David Dhoore. But let's face it, nothing would have been enough today. Bram Deprataire keeping that gap nice and static around 15 seconds to De Keyser, doing all he needs to do to bring the championship home. Milojevic now into the pits along with Hunzig. Barraclough comes in for his final stop as well. Really important Barraclough gets this one right. Last stop of the championship, or the championship, or the AM Cup anyway. Barraclough needs to nail his stop. So down he comes around the corner. Meanwhile, Tommy Kosonen already at the top of the hill. And up to Bruxelles. Such is the length of the pit stop here. Barraclough will be sat stationary. In fact, look, he's not even reached his pit box yet. Still travelling down there. 60 kph. Finally pulls up. Let's see how quick this stop is. 10 seconds. We need a split screen really. No, that's Mark Bosman. That's not what we wanted to see, is it? We wanted to see Tommy Kosonen. There's Tommy. Barraclough still on the jacks. This must be nerve-wracking for Job Barraclough. Kosonen comes onto the straight now. Barraclough on the move. So almost a lap there in time. And Barraclough's away. And he's got one of the Paradigm Shift cars going through, presumably with Venema as well. Oh, and look what's just happened. The rain has just started to fall. Has Job Barraclough just put dry tyres on that car? And not only is it going to rain, look at that, in half an hour it is going to be absolutely saturated, this track. Dice has been thrown at the end of what has been a really exciting season. It can't really get much more exciting than this. Here we go. Bram Deprataire absolutely hates the rain in the Audi circuit. Well, again, sorry, we are getting that once again. Obviously the cameras as well. We'll see where we are. We come back out of here.
Go.
So everyone coming into the pitch, you can still see Deprataire, Bulcke, Camaletto now sitting up there in P3. What's happened? Let's get on to race control. Find out. Oh, we're getting there. So Deprataire in the pits from the lead. Off the jacks on his wet tyres. Out and away. Bulcke and Camaletto behind him are in the pits as well. Getting their wet boots on. Barraclough currently in 16th position, Coaston in 12th. They're pretty close on track, so the AM Cup looks like that's going that way. Bergsman in the pits for his stop. In 5th position, he'll be putting wet boots on. Binnersley as well, still traversing these conditions. But yeah, that's pretty wet out there now, isn't it? And only getting worse. So Binnersley in for his stop, Bergsman in for his. Dhore's managed to get past Arella finally. As that Aston Martin goes always over the top of Radion. So Deprataire, Beyer, Bulcke, Camaletto, Bergsman in the pits. It's been passed by Dhoore and Arella, and indeed Pavlicek, Horvath. Where is Amadeo de Kaiser? Down there in 11th. Oh, I'm so sorry. Crash happened just at the wrong time. To see what was going on. I'm trying to keep track of this as well, and it's proving difficult, so I can only apologise what it must be like for you guys watching. Give you a rundown. Deprataire leads Max Beyer by 20 seconds now. Bulcke 2.2 behind Beyer, as he has been pretty much all race. Camaletto in 4th, some 20 seconds off the back of Cliff Bulcke. David Dhoore 5th, we're watching him here. Whoa! Really pushing that Aston as quick as he can. He's 3 seconds behind Camaletto, with Arella just behind him. Pavlicek comes there in 7th, with Horvath in 8th, De Kaiser 9th, Coaston 10th, just past Bergsman 11th. Santiago Carew, Barak Kunt, Fillingham up to 14th now. Barraclough 15th. Binnersley still in the pits there in 16th for his stop. Bosman in 17th. Phil Clark 18th. Paskin 19th. Jim Britton 20th. Milovic Venema 22nd after a really good showing from Richard Venema. Dusan Magyar, Ruud Dennis, Christian Gruter, Andre Mol, Alexander Hunzig, Nushi, Campbell, Mackenberg and Walt Graves rounds out your field. David Dhoore really throwing that Aston Martin around. Great car control. There's your leader, Deprataire. With traffic as well. Got 20 seconds on Max Beyer. Max with 2 wins in the last couple of races, really on form. It's just the kind of additions you want to get messy with. Not Bram's favourite, but with less than 20 minutes to go. And really he's got his work out here as Max Beyer. Although Deprataire get a little bit impatient now. Drive-through for Binnersley, speeding in the pit lane. I know, drive-through is the not speeding at all, is it? It's track limits, of course. So Binnersley with track limit warning. Deprataire goes sideways, keeps it together. This isn't over by a long shot. Deprataire, Beyer, Bulcke, Camaletto. Cliff Bulcke edge 1 second off the back of Max Beyer as well. And if you look, the rain is about to get extremely heavy. That little asterisk Either cloud means extremely heavy rain, as in thunderstorm time. So this track is going to get treacherously wet, especially on the run up through Radion, through Eau Rouge. Lots of standing water on that section of track, and bumps through here. You can see puddles now starting to form. Curbs looking very slippery. Still Deprataire leads. Tommy Kosonen being chased down by Santiago Carew. Jody Barraclough and fifth Bosman with an incident in front of that M4, looking a little bit worse for wear. The lights flashing as he comes up the hill. You see Santiago Carew chasing down Kosonen. Times are changing everywhere as people are making little errors here and there. Nadja de Kaiser 29 seconds behind Robert Horvath in 8th. Radek Pavlicek 7th. Arella and Dhoore have been together pretty much all race. Dhoore now just trying to stretch his legs away from Arella, even in these conditions. Times have gone from 2:17s into the 2:35s now. And as the rain comes down, it's only going to get worse. You can see the spray now making it difficult to see as well as control. What a way to end the series here. We always seem to end with rain. Same happened at Silverstone last season. Now it's happening again here at Spa this time. Wasn't that long ago I was saying the sun was absolutely cracking the flags, and now we've got standing water everywhere. Ferrari not quite as quick in the wet as the other cars around it. Supreme around here in the dry. However, completely different calculation in the wet. Tommy Kosonen will have his hands full keeping that together and keeping some pace up. Jod Barraclough still there in 15th, and that should keep his points difference to Kosonen, where he would be AM champion. He doesn't want to get it any further than that, although he is 30 seconds ahead of Phil Clark, is Barraclough, so all being well for him. He's not going to go backwards in the field, but that's not going to stop Kosonen going forwards. The only thing that is going to stop him going forwards is that Ferrari, its tyres and the road conditions. As he's currently got Santiago Carew all over the back of him looking for a way past. The trouble is, of course, you look for a way past here and you are going to end up in some kind of culvert full of water. Racing line about as good as it gets. Kosonen defends down the inside, gets it stopped for the chicane. No one in these conditions wants to press it too much through there. Weather in half an hour time. Looks like the rain's going to stop, but I don't think it's going to affect these guys. The race will be over by then. What is coming their way though is 10 minutes of torrential rain. Will they get that before the end of the race? Santiago Carut goes side by side with Coaston up the straight. In fact, he's passed already. Traction of that Ferrari just not the same as the heavier Aston. Coaston slips back a position. Start. Havlicek and Horvath further up the field, 7th and 8th. Looks like the thunderstorm's passed. We're not going to get the torrential rain. We're going to get what we've got at the moment, I think. Just over 10 minutes to go. Deprataire still leads by 20 seconds. With Bulcke some 3.6 behind Beyer, Caminetto 25 seconds back from Bulcke. Then it's Dhoore, Arella, Havlicek, Horvath, De Keyser, Santiago Carut, Kosonen, Britton, Andre Bergsma and Cy Fillingham. Suddenly finding a bit of pace in the wet. Oh, Bergsma comes back on track there. Lets Fillingham through, but was wide. Going through Blanchimont. So a bit of a code brown there for a minute, but we're all good. Fillingham moves up place to 13th now, which following his previous position in the race, I should imagine he'll be very, very pleased with. Next up for Fillingham is Barak Kuntz McLaren, which I'm pretty sure won't be quite as quick feeling in these conditions as it was earlier in the race. And in fact, Fillingham can see him there. Cliff Bulcke into the pits for a drive-through for Cliff Bulcke. Oh, that's not what Bulcke wanted at all. The longest pit lane in the world. And for track limits abuse, Bulcke gets his drive-through. Caminetto, and just behind him, David Dhoore now. Going to take advantage of that. Ralf Arella dropped back off the back of David Dhoore in these conditions. But Cliff Bulcke still making his way down the second part of pit lane. Caminetto goes through, as does David Dhoore. So Caminetto up to 3rd, Dhoore 4th. Arella goes through in 5th. Bulcke still going through. Havlicek's going to take 6th off him, and Horvath 7th. Bulcke drops down to 8th now. I think he's going to be safe. De Keyser some 20 odd seconds behind there. So that's one of the title protagonists' chances, taking a real kick in the teeth there, Cliff Bulcke. And now it's Bram Deprataire, Max Beyer, David Dhoore, the 3 title leaders, championship leaders, fighting it out to the end. Deprataire, I hate to say it, bring him any kind of bad luck, but he has been absolutely superb today. Been on it from start to finish. Unlike my PC. Oh no! Ooh, that was a glitch on the PC. I think I thought Pavlicek was sideways for a minute there, but all looks good. So while Pavlicek and Horvath fight it out, Camletto and Dhoore at the same distance apart as well, as is Barakunt and Cy Finningham back there in 12th position. What an exciting finish to an exciting season. Thunderstorm didn't come, although there is a little hint of it in the near future, but I don't think these guys are going to be able to see that before the race ends. So Pavlicek, Horvath go through there. This is Burak and Cy down there in 12th position. McLaren still seems to have some traction though. Pavlicek and Horvath side by side and through the source. And Robert tucks back in. Who's got the better drive through there? It looks like Pavlicek took a shortcut. And he had to back off because he didn't want the drive through, didn't want the warning. And that's allowed Horvath to take the place from Pavlicek. De Kaiser, yellow flag. He's got it wrong at the source. Scoops it back up though, and he's away again. So not too much wrong there for De Kaiser, just a little bit of an error at turn 1. Teammate Deprataire though, since he doesn't like these conditions, but pretty much excelling. The gap 20 seconds to Max Beyer. Don't think you'll have much more to do now, just a couple more laps for Deprataire. Are you looking at a worthy champion of GT3 Masters 6 here from RRL Crew Chief? Clear track for Deprataire here, exactly what he wanted to see. No spray, no messing. Take it easy now to the checkered flag. Couldn't worked out better for Deprataire here. Further back, Cy Finningham still chasing down. Barakunt in 12th. Barraclough still set there in 15th. Coaston 11th. That should be enough for Barraclough to take the AM Championship. Bulcke's drive through will put paid to any title chance that Intense Racing had with the Team Championship WRT, and Deprataire really make it, as Barakunt goes extremely wide there. Called Paul Frere. Sorry, Finnegan. Seeing a few glitches in Burak's driving as well as our stream. Put him under a lot of pressure as well. The Bentley's recovers in front. Yellow flag for Andre Mol as he takes to the grass. That's a bit of grass cutting. Jim Britton also finding conditions a bit tricky as he almost takes out one of the paradigm shift cars there. But Britton back and running. But you may have heard Bram Deprataire about to become champion GT3 Masters. A series that's seen us go all around the world, all different tracks, all different conditions. Bram Deprataire has been up there with the best of them at all times. Only a real blot on the copybook last time out at Imola, which really was down to the physics of the car, just how much fuel that car could carry compared to Max Beyer's Nissan. Although take nothing away from Max, it was a superb performance, but I think Bram and indeed Amadeo had their hands tied at Imola. Circumstances were what they were. But back at Spa, it's been nothing but a display of just how to drive this car in different conditions. Really is a star, is Bram Deprataire. Still got some way to go to catch Ralf Arella's 8 championships here at RRL, but still, you've got to start somewhere. Sure, next season Ralf will choose a different car than the M4. We want to take the fight back to Bram, as I'm sure the likes of Cliff Bulcke, David Dhoore, Camiletto, although running in third today, would have wished to be a bit closer to the front in many more races this season. Deprataire coming down for the final time this season for the camera. That's a nice little drift through the chicane. Going to cross the line. Congratulations, Bram Deprataire, champion, GT3 Masters champion. Bram Deprataire, absolutely amazing, mate. Congratulations, well done. Been brilliant all season, and today really culminated that performance. Coming through in second, Max Beyer. He's been brilliant all season as well, particularly a strong close end of the season. 2 wins, 2 seconds in the last 4 races. That's the kind of form of champions, but unfortunately Deprataire just too good at the start of the season. Although Max really did take that fight to him at the end. Coming through for third, Jack Camiletto. Like I said, not only is he a great commentator, also a great driver. He's going to take the final place on the podium. Great drive from him. Comes through for third position. Nice guy you wouldn't want to meet, because he's about as nice as you get, is Jack Camiletto. David Dhoore comes home in fourth. Great drive from David once again. Remember, started 15th on the grid, brought it home for fourth, so that's pretty fantastic. Arella, great performance from him. Finally getting a bit of pace out of that car, comes home in fifth. Robert Horvath comes home in sixth. Radek Pavlicek takes the R8 paradigm shift in seventh. Cliff Bulcke, after his drive through, disappointed him, comes home in eighth. Amadeo De Kaiser had the cracking start of the race with Burak there at the start, but Struggles that Audi home for 9th position. Is he going to make it across the line? He does, in reverse. It's the end of the season. Let him have a bit of fun. Santiago Caru, Miguel coming through to finish his race in the top 10. Been away from the sport for quite some time. Comes back in this season. Really makes a good hash of it. Comes home in 10th. Him and Horvath doing really well for URL. Good showing from Miguel. Tommy Kostan's brought home the Ferrari in 11th. He's done all he can do. Burak manages to beat siphoning him over the line. Bergsman's going to come home over the line in 14th. And just behind him, John Barraclough is going to come home in 15th place. And I'm pretty sure Stuart's decision's pending. He's just lost his life as the AM champion. Congratulations, John Barraclough. Apparently the session's ended, as has my career as commentator. So let's go back to find. In fact, let's go into the RRL commentary booth just in case anybody wants to jump in. There you go, we're in there now. Get the highlights going. Confirm. There we go. Just get back out of there. Hopefully the highlights weren't quite as jumpy as the game. On the gallery, aren't we? Sorry. My brain's on. No, that's Imola, round 7. Hasn't given us highlights, unfortunately. Well, what can you do? As you can see, we didn't really get much of the race either, just 20 minutes at the start there. So, yeah, that's that. I normally give you highlights right at the end, but I can't even do that, I'm afraid, due to circumstances beyond my control. Mig's in the room, as is Robert Horvath, the URL guys. How you doing, man?
Hi, Martin.
Hey, Robert. Good race, man. Well done.
Thank you. It was hard. But first, I want to apologize to Marvin for hitting him in the first corner.
Oh, that slight tap. Yeah, we spun him round. Yeah, we did see that.
Yeah, it was a very light tap. He went a little wide, and I put my nose on the inside. I had also a better exit, and unfortunately,
yeah, I'm sure he'll accept your apology, mate. Last race this season, but yeah, great racing,
yeah.
And teammate Mig in the top 10 as well.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We had a good race. Well, many battles, but yeah, had a good time, and I was glad that the rain came because we prepared a bit for it. So and it came at the perfect time for us.
Yeah,
actually.
I was going to ask you at the start of the race. It didn't look like rain was ever going to be close. It was like nice and sunny and that. And were you just waiting for those clouds to appear?
Yeah, more or less. I hoped it would come, and well, I started with a full tank, and then stopped for tires, and I think at the hour mark we didn't yet know that it would be raining. So yeah, I had plenty of fuel to just go until the rain came. So that was good.
Yeah.
Robert was a bit more close.
I was risking, yes.
So did you change your tyres at the first stop, Robert, or not?
Yes, and I only took like 65 or 70 liters of fuel.
Right.
I increased a bit to 70, and that was my luck, because it just was enough until the rain. So it was perfect timing for me.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
So that's going to put you guys right up in the Championship League as a team now. Cracking performance, 6th and 10th.
I haven't checked it yet, by the way.
Yeah, I know Ralph and Sai and obviously Radek and Jack were doing really well as well, but that will put you up there in the mix as well. So no, brilliant, fantastic.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm already waiting for the next season.
Already waiting for next season. Get you.
Yeah. It's too far.
Have you got anything to say about how this season's been?
It was a great season overall. I think I made some mistakes, and my pace was not so good in the beginning. Then we started to get this car better knowing or understanding, and we had better setups, and it showed in our pace, I think, especially in the wet. In the wet this time also we were very good.
Yeah, I mean, you were pretty strong last season anyway, Robert. So, but yeah, it does take a little while to when you swap cars to get it bang on. But I'm sure 12 hours round Kota kind of helped you do that as well, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, brilliant. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us in the commentary booth as well. We really appreciate you coming in, and
Thank you.
congratulations on to that, not just today, but on a cracking season for URL and bringing that name back into sim racing history, mate. So well done.
Yeah, it was a very great season. It was the best season ever, I think, in RRL leagues.
Yeah,
It was
I
very
think so.
interesting.
I
Very
think so
big,
too,
big
mate.
competition, a lot of fast drivers. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think everyone had some sort of battle throughout the race and their own little nemesis throughout the season. So, no, I think it's been a cracking season. I say congrats to you two for doing so well in it as well.
Yeah, and a big thanks to you, Martin, to do this commentary and streaming.
Thanks,
So
Robert. I
big
appreciate
thanks.
that, man. I do appreciate that. It's a time spent which I do get a little bit jealous seeing you all having so much fun, but it is nice to watch it as well. So, but I do appreciate
You
it.
can return anytime.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you again from my side as well, Martin. And it was a good season. I had to really get back into it, so final 3 or 4 races went better. Got all my mistakes and excuses out of the way in the first half. So no, it was great, and waiting for more.
No, I mean, and to be fair, mate, it's really good to see you back and having so much fun doing this again. I know you had a couple of seasons away from it all and stuff, but it's really good to see you enjoying yourself again.
Yeah, right.
It's really good to see you back, Miguel. Indeed.
Thanks. All right. See you later.
See you later, guys.
See you.
Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Good night. So there's the URL guys just commenting on their season, which was, I think, pretty good, to be fair to them. You know, with the likes of Deprataire and De Casa, I think you're always going to be struggling to do particularly amazingly, but the way they've handled themselves has been brilliant. And I'm pleased to say I've just seen a name drop into the waiting room. I'll let him get himself sorted out of his microphone, and we'll have a quick chat. Don't forget, of course, later on next week there will be a live stream on Discord for all you guys involved in the series, where we will be doing the draw for the Moser R9 direct drive wheel. It'll be a random draw taking place with the participants of the series. So join us in Discord for that. There is a link inside if you want to come and watch that. There is a link down below in our YouTube description if you want to come and watch the draw and see who wins the wheel and wheelbase. We'd look forward to having you watch that with us, and we'll talk through some bits and pieces from the season, reminisce on some good performances and what's really held out, and that'll be Cy Finnegan, Jack Camaletto, and basically loads of different people. I think Robert Horvath will be there as well with that, maybe Miguel. And if you want to come and have your say as a driver, please jump in. We'd love to hear from you and hear from you in person rather than in text, so that'd be great if you can come and join us. But having had himself sorted out, I'm pleased to say we've got the GT3 Masters champion, Bram Deprataire, in the commentary box with us. Hey man, how are you doing?
Hello, Martin.
Hello,
Good evening.
Bram. How are you?
Well, what can I say? Oof, made it to the finish.
What you
in
can
those
say, man,
final
is I'm the
conditions.
champion. That's what you can say.
Yeah, man. Thanks. Champagne everywhere, I'd say.
Yeah, indeed. That was absolutely superb driving that whole race. I don't think you made one mistake apart from the little drift around the final chicane in the wet, just for the fans. But no, that really was. I mean, everything you've done this season, you've deserved everything that comes your way, mate. You've been really good. Really, really good.
Thank you. It was an awesome season, I must say. It was really nice. All the competitors. Special thanks to our leagues, to the stewards. Of course, you, Martin, for doing such an awesome job with the live stream. Always very nice to watch back afterwards.
Thanks, Bram. Thanks, man.
You've done a real amazing job.
Yeah, I
It
really
adds
appreciate
very
that.
much to the series.
I can't do it without you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, when you're commentating on a race that's as exciting as some of them really are, and obviously you were kind of walked away with the one tonight, but the one at Imola last week, and it does make my life a lot easier.
That one went a bit wrong.
It did, mate. But like I said in this stream, if you watch it back, you kind of had your hands tied with the car you were driving there, I think, and say take nothing away from Max and his performance there, but having a big fuel tank really sort of helped him, I think, at Imola, and did handicap you slightly.
But he also had an amazing season, I must say, especially in that car. Don't underestimate it, the Nissan.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Max, 2 wins in 2 seconds.
Very handful.
2 wins in 2 seconds in the last 4 races is something to be proud of. And I say, had you not been as good as you were at the start of the season as you were at the end of the season, you would have had your hands full with him, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it was good to see Bulcke up there as well today. It was a bit of a spanner in the works for you as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, man. He seemed to hold up my teammate and Max for a while.
Yeah, he did, till the first stop.
I think he was on a different strategy. I think he swapped the tires twice.
I'm not sure. I know he was on 40, like the literal 40 minutes.
I saw him come in at 45 minutes, so I would assume he's got it more or less in 3 times 45 minutes, somewhere around that, with tire swap. But there he is. Maybe you can ask him.
Yeah, when he takes his microphone off, we'll ask him that question. But Bram, no, seriously, man, I know he said it, but really, really well done, and congratulations for the whole season. You are a worthy champion, and I'm sure Cliff will hand over the crown with good grace and appreciation of just how good you've been this season.
Thank you very much, everyone, and have a good evening, Martin, I would say.
And before you go, Bram, congratulations to WRT as well. Team championship, I should imagine, as well, wrapped up today.
Did we win the team championship?
I think
because that might be a close one. Amadeo had an issue. His game froze for several seconds, and he went into the wall because of that.
Oh, wow.
So that's why he lost so many positions. I don't know if you saw that on.
No, we had our own issues as well on the stream, so I didn't see it, but I did obviously see him down there in 9th. But Cliff had his own issues with the drive-through, so and I think you were so far ahead that I think you're absolutely fine with the team championship as well. So pass on my congratulations to Amadeo as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He also did a mega job.
He did. Okay. Cheers, Bram.
Over to Bulcke, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, Bulcke, what a performance that was, man. Well done.
Thanks. Before Bram goes, I want to congratulate him, and I also thank him for all the help he gave me in the chat and just the chit chat overall. So huge thanks to Bram and congratulations.
No problem, man. Always a pleasure to help.
Yeah, a lot of people don't actually see what Bram does behind the scenes, but he's very helpful, not just to drivers, but also to RRL and server issues and stuff. So not only is he a worthy champion, he's also a really nice bloke, and we're pleased to have him on board here at RRL. So thanks, Bram, for everything. So anyway, Bulcke, that first stint, man, was absolutely epic.
Yeah, I was shaking, to be honest. After I got the overtake on the Kaiser, man, at that moment I felt like I won the race already, but I still had to go like 1 hour and like 55 minutes or something.
Yeah, I mean, the way you were holding off Amadeo and obviously Max behind as well, I mean, they were crawling all over the back of you. And I did say in the stream, I think when you came in for your stop and you came back out again, I don't know if it was the adrenaline that seemed to go or whether you just didn't have that, but you did lose about half a second on that second stint to the guys at the front. And I don't know if that's just being there and being in that tension, whether that actually makes you drive faster.
That as well. Like I am a pressure driver. I how do I say this? I do well under pressure, but when there is no pressure, I just don't push at all. But other than that, I also did not change tires. That was my strategy. I should have done that, so I wouldn't have lost all the time. And I underfueled. So when the rain came in, I after my new dry tires, I had to pit again for wet. So that was my race. But I learned from that. That's learning.
Do you know what? We were just talking to Robert Horvath. He was in exactly the same position as you, but I think he had 65 litres on his second stop and he changed it to 70. and that extra like 5 litres of fuel just got him that extra lap so he could put the wet tyres on, and it is like that finer margin really. So yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it's funny because I was at 70. I knew that I needed 70 for that entire stint, but I was like, all right, I didn't take new tires, so let's shorten this second stint that I did. But if I still kept the 70 liters, I might have, kept stayed out and just came in for the wets, and that would have given me better positions. But other than that, I really enjoyed the season, man. I improved so much. On every track that came through, I gained maybe half a second on every track that we went to. So I'm really happy about for the season. I improved so much. I became much faster, more consistent, and my main goal for today was also just to finish. I do really want that Moza. So yeah.
No, but Burak, honestly, man. The most important thing I can tell from your voice is that you actually enjoyed yourself and you had a lot of fun, and I think that's exactly what you've had. I mean, everyone is in that draw. I wish them all the best, but obviously I've got people that I do hope win it, and you're one of them, Burak, because I say you've really added to this series and you've done a fantastic job just for your own personal progression, also for this series as well. So yeah, best of luck, mate, and congratulations on what's been a fantastic performance from you today.
Thank you for your kind words, man. I really, really appreciate that. But on the other hand, I read that you need to get up early tonight, so
yeah,
I do, man.
I do. I've got to be off to Scotland tomorrow at 4:00 in the morning. So yeah, think of me when you wake up in the morning. I'll have driven for 3 hours already. So yeah, think of me.
Yeah, I'll do, man. Thanks for everything.
Cheers, Barrett, man. Take care. So that's Burak on his way there after what was a fantastic race for him. Just unlucky there, I think, at the end that he didn't. Just took the tyres before the rain came. Unfortunately, you can't predict the weather, and you have to throw the tyres on for the condition. Just got to ask Charles Leclerc that, and he'll tell you exactly the same thing. So, and just reading in chat as well, guys. Thanks for all the messages I've had on there. I don't say a lot when I'm on the stream and stuff about all the things that are said in chat and things. I keep it to myself. But as this is my last commentary for RRL Leagues, at least for some time anyway, due to work-life commitments and also the fact that I actually want to drive again as well. Thank you to everyone for all your kind words that you said over the season and prior seasons as well. I really do enjoy commentating and watching you guys drive and watching how things progress and how people develop. It really is quite special to me, and it helps me get closer to you all as not just as drivers but hopefully as friends as well. So thank you for the what can I say, thank you for the sound like me to be lost for words, isn't it, a privilege of being able to commentate on these races and watch you all, and you're not minding to be embarrassed every now and again while I pick on some of the other guys as well. So thanks all of you for everything, and I hope you all enjoyed yourself. Like I said to Burak, if you're not enjoying this, I don't know what you need to do to enjoy, but obviously this sport, this passion is something else, and we can have fun with people on track like you have done tonight and throughout the whole season, and fair play to you. Rather than me waffling on anymore, I'll sign off now, and I hope to see you on track very soon. To all the people that have watched the streams and in chat that aren't involved in the series, thank you for being along with us throughout the whole season. We really do appreciate it, RR Leagues. I will ask you again, if we get to 1,000 subscribers, that would be really helpful because it helps us pay for our streaming services, our servers. None of this that we do is actually free. There's a lot of stuff that goes in behind the scenes to make it all work and make it all come together. There's a lot of costs that people don't see. We don't take any money from any of our drivers for this, although we do accept donations, hint hint. But if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, then maybe we can get YouTube and Google to help pay for our servers. So if you are watching this and you have enjoyed it, please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like the video. That helps us get more subscribers, and like I said, if we can get to that 1,000 subscriber mark, it really helps the community as a whole when we can get YouTube to probably pay some of our server costs, which would be a real big help to us. So again, thanks for everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening, and thanks everyone for everything you do. Enjoy the rest of your year now, not just the rest of the weekend, rest of the year. Have a great Christmas. Thanks again to everybody in chat. I can see Cliff Bulcke in there, Si, everybody else. Really enjoyed everything we've done for you this season. Enjoy the rest of the year. Have a great Christmas. And you can be kissing my bum